All right, so when you watch film with Chip, what did you learn about Saturday? It seemed like things weren't as smooth Saturday as they've been for you in some previous games.
Didn't play as well, obviously, as I wanted. I don't think I played well at all, honestly. He said I did some good things, but I did some things where I just typically don't do. I just wasn't disciplined, really. Tried to force some things when they weren't there, when I could have just easily got it checked down, or I was just inaccurate, and that's just something I improved on, and I just got undisciplined, and that showed.
Throwing the ball is a skill. What you do is a skill. Sometimes skills ebb and flow. So did he talk to you about it's just sort of an ebb and flow? Sometimes you're going to be off a little bit, or was there more to it?
That's just something, me personally, I don't really think there's a type of flow. I think it's just, okay, it's either you're accurate, and that's all it is. And I just wasn't me during that game, and I just have to do better.
If I could stay on that very quickly, did the early sacks affect you? Because you get sacked 4 times in the first quarter. Did that maybe throw you off a little bit? Because you hadn't been hit a whole lot in the previous weeks.
I just think I'm common for quarterbacks. You get hit a couple times, you kind of get in your mind of, okay, I got to get this ball out. Feet's not there, things of that nature. I mean, it's just human nature for that to occur, and I think it happened a little bit.
Coach Brown said this game against BC is going to be won or lost by toughness. When you look at BC just in your starting film study, what stands out to you about how they play defense and just how they play football?
Really good team, honestly. Well disciplined. They have pretty good coaches up there in BC, and their players do a real good job of doing what the coaches tell them. And we know what we're going to give, and we're just going to find ways to how I can be involved in the ball game, and obviously how Marion can be involved in the ball game.
The last game that you guys played at BC, it was the COVID year in 2020, and you were on the travel squad for that team, right? So
Yes, sir.
that was the game where the stadium was completely empty. They had the cardboard cutouts. Coach Brown said when he yelled, it like echoed off the stadium.
Yes, sir.
What do you remember about just how weird that atmosphere and environment was?
It was 100% weird. I mean, coming in as a freshman, you don't really expect there to be no fans, and obviously it was COVID. It was weird for a freshman to go in and not really get the whole college environment, but I mean, it was good to go out there, play against those guys, and I mean, I think we came up with the win after.
Do you remember the pick too?
I do, yes, sir.
It was what, Trey Morrison, right?
Trey Morrison, yeah.
Yeah, Trey Morrison.
Sealed the game.
Yeah. Jacolby, you guys this season have gone 3-0, 0-4, and now 3-0. I think Mac has started saying, you got to go through the storm sometimes to see the rainbow. I think that's his line, if I got it right.
Yeah.
Are you guys starting to see the rainbows now? Has the storm fully passed, do you think?
We don't really know, but we're just going to take it one day at a time and try to get better throughout the next couple of days. And then as the season keeps going, we're not really worried about, okay, obviously some things happened and we're progressing in the right way, the way we want to progress. And we just want to keep it going uphill from here.
So keep your head down.
Yes, sir.
Is it dangerous to look at the rainbow?
That's a good question.
I mean, God has it out there for a reason. I mean, it's okay. It's a pretty sight, but I mean, you just got to have your head down and just keep moving one day at a time.
Dude, this past game was your first, home game in a while. What was it like after the game, to have Tylee's mom in there and Mac Brown was, right there beside her and everything? What was that like as you best explain it?
I think it was awesome, honestly. You kind of felt love from obviously Tylee's family. The players felt love. We all gave her love, and we're just excited to. We had some downhills going at home. We had some games we should have won at home, but it was good for us to have everyone in there that was once there with us and started with us, and we came out on top at home.
Jacolby, yesterday we were talking to Chip Lindsey, and he was talking about John Copenhagen and how he's kind of embraced doing the dirty work at the tight end position. Obviously, you've known him for a long time and things like that. How have you kind of seen him embrace those things as far as the blocking and just even if he doesn't get the most catches on a given week, just doing whatever it takes from that standpoint when he's in there?
First of all, I just want to say he's a good leader. I mean, he's been leading me ever since I've been starting, telling me and getting me motivated, things of that nature, telling me, okay, I'm the guy, like, run the show, things of that nature. But as a football player, he's everything you want in the tight end. A guy that's going to do the dirty work, like you said, a guy that's going to put his hands in the ground, do whatever you need for us to succeed as a football team. And he's unselfish, and that's just what a type of guy you need. And for me, that's the type of friend I need on the football field. Pass game wise, I mean, he's a guy I can rely on. If there's a check down, I know John's open somewhere. And so, I mean, I just love that guy, and he's just a terrific football player.
And going off of that in a similar vein, he's kind of someone that, like you said, even when you first got in there, kind of a lot of the looks you had, were to him. Just kind of, can you speak to his, I guess, consistency, year in and year out, just being that security blanket somewhere?
Yes, sir. He's just, like I said, he's just been that guy that when you can count on him, he's going to make a play. If you need him, he's going to say yes, sir, and just do what you need him to do. And like I said, that's a guy you want. That's a guy you want on your football team. He's just going to do everything he can for this football team to succeed.
I know we asked you the other night about becoming bowl eligible and that, sort of being, one of the rewards of this winning streak and getting it together. How do you think now, a couple days later, this team is sort of processing the fact that you will be playing in a bowl? The season won't end, with the regular season. Like, what do you think sort of the attitude or perspective that you've seen from some of the guys? Mac said a lot of guys were celebrating when we walked off the field the other night, but how would you say you've sort of seen this team process the fact that you're going to play in bowl?
I think everyone's excited, but we all know we want more. We have 2 more games that we have to win out, and we got to take it one day at a time. And obviously we made a bowl game, but season's not done yet, and we know we have a job to get done.
You said after the game the other night that you didn't see all of Marian's run at the end, that touchdown run, because your back was to it. You obviously saw it on film. What are your thoughts about all the different things he brought into that one play?
We watched in our team meeting, and there's a lot of hollering. No one was surprised though. As soon as I saw it, I was like, used to it, I mean, he's gonna make at least 5 plays out there to where you're just like, okay, yeah, okay, we seen that. But he's just a guy that does it consistently and just really good. And I wish I had both eyes on it to where I could see it, but watching it on film, I mean, it was just a heck of a play by him.
Does it make it more amazing that was his 40th touch and he still did all that?
Yeah, it's wild.
It was like he ran it like it was his first touch.
Yeah, he never runs on empty. His tank is always full.
Do you remember, was he watching along with you guys, and did he react at all? If so, what was his reaction?
Just typical he's just sitting down in the team meeting, sitting down in his chair and just looking around, smiling. That's all he does. Doesn't say a single word.
Kind of trying to see guys' reactions?
I wouldn't say that. He's just, all the guys just looking at him, just
Right.
like, wow. And he's just looking around and he's just smiling. I'm like, you're not going to get much out of him.
Does he have a hype man? Like, is there like 1 or 2 guys that really just kind of go crazy for some of the things he does?
That's a great question because honestly, I don't know. I just think he's just a guy he just shows up on the football field and just gives it his best. And I don't think he needs anyone to motivate him. He has it all in his head.
Yeah, clocks in and clocks out.
Mhm.
Yeah.
When you're having the kind of game you did Saturday, in your words, where you struggled a little bit Saturday, knowing that you have him, does that, I don't want to say it make you more comfortable that you're having the struggles and you have a way of being bailed out, but how do you kind of process that as a quarterback if you're having a little bit of a rough night, but you've got that amazing safety valve there?
Yeah, it's also, for sure. Big O's a guy you can 100% rely on, especially for me if I know I'm just not really in that rhythm. And the O-line does a great job too, to where O relies on them and I rely on O whenever we do have a run called. And it's just having guys everywhere that fits the pieces and knows their job, and obviously terrific football players to where they can get the job done in the run game if the pass game isn't going.
Any hollering in the film room for Air Jacolby on your TD run?
I got a couple air jaws.
There's some pretty good photos on the wire out there.
Oh yeah.
Air
Oh,
job.
yeah.
You're
Almost
literally
like a John
air-
Morant.
What about BC's defense? What are your thoughts?
Really talented. Primarily one high team, a team that's going to go man on man. You're going to have to beat your man. And from what I've seen, they do a really good job of just a lot of the time winning their man on man job. And for us, we just have to put our hands in the dirt and go fight.
Do you know when the last time you threw an interception was?
I don't, but I wish the answer wouldn't come out.
Okay, well, I won't tell you that.
Jacolby,
I'm sorry. It's been a while. I can give you the numbers later if you'd like. It's been a while. Like, I know you
just can't say
let's all grow up here. I know you're saying you felt like the way you played maybe was a little substandard in your opinion the other night, but you didn't turn the ball over. In terms of an interception, no, you had a fumble. Is that something that's been key in the way that you guys have been playing the winning streak? Is that even if you're not throwing for 350 yards, that you haven't given the ball away? Is that something that you've maybe prided yourself on a little bit?
I'd say 100% yes, sir. Coach Christensen has done a really good job of making sure I'm really good with ball security to where it's either in the run game or I'm passing the ball. And as you can see in college football, a lot of the turnovers come from the quarterback. And that's just something we don't want for this football team. That's something to where if I'm good enough to where I don't have that, then we have a really high chance of winning.
And Mac was saying, sorry to keep cutting Jeremiah off here. Mac was saying that the fumble was actually what you hit Omarion a little bit. Is that what happened?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So that kind of happened. I also put the blame on myself for that one. I just kind of stood there, didn't get out of his way. And I mean, O did everything he was supposed to do, and I just put all of it on me.
To actually go off of that a little bit, just in the vein of kind of managing the game. So you're mentioning protecting the ball. You guys lead the ACC in rush attempts, things like that. Last week you guys won the time of possession battle by about 10 minutes. Just how do you kind of go about as a quarterback, like controlling the clock and keeping the offense off the field, especially this week with the BC team that also likes to run it a lot?
Yes, sir. So they kind of preach to me all the time, be the field general. And even if that means, okay, slowing it down a little bit, going tempo. Coach does a really good job calling tempo plays or either just making sure we're on pace. And for me, it's just making sure everything's the right way. Everything's the way we want it to be ran, the way we practice. And for me, it's just overall being a field general.
You guys fell short a few times in the red zone on Saturday. How do you capitalize on those opportunities in Boston College?
We worked on those all the time. We just have to, as we continue to get long drives, we just have to be better at finishing. And we did a good enough job to do it Saturday, but we just have to be better there.
All righty. Thanks, Jacolby.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.